Today we are going to simplify Trim Healthy Mama. So as of June 14th, 2024, I have lost a total of 38 pounds. I am just 2 pounds away from one of my goals, which was 40 pounds. And my challenge that I have right now for myself, I am set to try to lose 60 pounds by June 30th, 2025. So I have, a couple months ahead of me, basically to lose another 20 pounds. So the way that I have lost that weight is on a program called Trim Healthy Mama. And I really like it. It's kind of a higher protein, lower carb diet, but it's not keto. It does provide you ample opportunity to have a lot of carbs and satisfy sweet cravings and all kinds of things. So I have put together a video which I hope is going to be really helpful. It's going to simplify the process and hopefully make it a little bit easier to understand. Now, I have several subscribers that have bought the Trim Healthy Mama book, the recipe book and the starter book, and they have sent a few questions about, questions they have about the program, and just if I could make a video on making it a little bit simpler to follow. So I have done that, and I want to just explain the easiest way to start off this program and then to move through it. So the first month, the first thing that I would recommend is that you just follow the starter guide. Don't worry about all the recipes in the book. Those are going to come, and later you'll even be able to modify them, but follow the starter book. What I would suggest is there's several different types of categories that you can basically choose to eat your food. But the most important thing to remember is that on this program, you can pretty much eat anything you want. You just have to separate your carbs from your fats and do that in the way of meals. So for example, one meal you're going to have a menu plan that's going to be higher in carbs. The next meal, maybe you're going to have a menu plan that's higher in fats, and it's really specific. And by following this, your body processes fats and carbs in a different way. So if you're switching between the carbs and the fats by meal, it's going to make it easier for your body to get rid of those different things. So there's two different kinds of meals that are the fats and the carbs. So the easiest way to remember them is that an S meal, which is the fats meal, and you can remember that because they call it a satisfying meal. If it'll help you remember, you could call it a satiated meal. You could call it, something that's going to remind you of what fats do. They fill you up and they make you feel full. So, for example, the book actually gives an example of a really good S meal that's full of fat and definitely satisfying and satiating. So they give an example of a pot roast with a yellow squash. And with that, you're going to have melted butter or coconut oil with it. And you can also have an optional salad. You could sprinkle it with some cheese and some creamy dressing. It's all a more higher fat meal, which means it's going to make you feel full longer. You're going to feel, really satisfied after a meal like that. So that they categorize as an S meal. So maybe you have that, plan on having something like that S meal for your dinner. And then they have a second meal, which is called an E meal. They use energize as the word to remember for E meal. And the way you can think of an E meal is this is one that's going to be higher in carbs. And so carbs give you energy. They're not going to keep you full feeling as long as fats will, but the carbs are going to make you feel energized. So for example, a marathon runner will often, load up on carbs before a marathon because they give them a ton of energy, and it'll get them going and get them going through the race quickly. That's how you can think of your carbs meal, as something that's going to energize you. It's going to make you feel really good and energized. So an example they give in the book of an e-meal is going to be something like grilled chicken with a baked sweet potato, or maybe some, let's see, what did they give an example of? Maybe some brown rice with cinnamon on it. You want something that's going to be very low in fat, but it's going to be higher in carbs. Those, I think, are really satisfying too. And you can really just divide up all the different types of meals that you have. Just the E meals and the S meals are going to help you lose weight if you kind of follow the program that they're talking about as far as examples of food. The second thing that I really like about Trim Healthy Mama is that you don't really count calories. You're not looking at calories at all. You're looking at dividing your meals between the fats and the carbs. And then you want to also make sure that you have protein at every single meal or snack. It's really important. They've done a lot of studies and it shows, especially with women, you can actually reduce a lot of your belly fat by eating more protein. Now, I wouldn't go crazy with protein. I would pretty much say what they recommend through the program. I wouldn't eat a ton of protein, but, following the program and this, meal plans, it's really great. It gives you a lot of options, and the protein also will help you feel fuller. So although we are not counting calories, we are counting carbs. That's really important because whether you're eating fats or carbs, the carbs are going to be what usually put pounds on. Well, fats can too. So when you're looking at an S meal, which is a fat meal, you're going to have up to 10 grams of net carbs per meal. Now, there's no limit on fat, believe it or not, in an S meal, a fat meal, but there is a limit on carbs. So you're going to have lower carbs, higher fats. It's just the opposite on an E meal. When you're having a meal that's more heavy in carbs, you can have up to 45 net carbs, grams of net carbs per meal, but you're going to put a limit on your fats, no more than 5 grams of fat per meal. So I'm going to list all that information right here. I'm also going to put it down in my description below. Now you'll want to get the starter book and eventually get the recipe book because those are really going to give you like ideas of what to eat for meals, menu plans, all kinds of recipes. But most importantly, they give you a list of all the different food items that you can have, especially for the first 30 days when you're starting this program. You also want to have protein at every meal. Now, if you're having meals, you're going to have between 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. And if you're having a snack, you'll have at least 10 grams of protein, and you can have a little bit more if you want for snacks as well. So the first 30 days, my recommendation to you is to start off by just focusing on separating your carbs from your fats and following those simple things. And then you also, while you're on that, if you're still hungry and you feel like that's not quite enough, you can do something called an FP meal or an FP snack, really. And it's basically a lean protein with a non-starchy veg or berries. Now, those are not going to add a lot of net carbs to either a snack or a meal. So if you're really hungry, you can search through the list of the things they have, like maybe, a grilled piece of chicken with some additional, berries, or a salad with no calorie dressing, maybe something like that. So there are ways to increase, to make sure that you are full and you're not starving on this diet. But honestly, a lot of their recipes are just very down to earth. I mean, there's meatloaf and pizza and lasagna and all kinds of things that are really filling and really make you feel like you're not being deprived on a diet. They even have a section in the back of the book that talks about how to make different kinds of desserts. So if you really have a sweet tooth, there are some things that you can fix for desserts. So now I want to give you some tips while following this first 30 days of the program for Trim Healthy Mama. So the first thing is you're going to need a blender. You're going to be making smoothies. If you like ice cream, there's all kinds of ice cream recipes. You could actually take the smoothies and make those into ice cream. You really need a blender. It's really important. The second thing is don't skip breakfast. If you're somebody who normally waits to eat and then you're eating late at night, don't skip breakfast. It's going to get you started. It's going to get your metabolism going, and it's going to just make you feel a lot better to go through your day. The third thing is get through detox. Honestly, the first week or two, you might feel a little rough around the edges. You're probably going to be used to eating a lot of sugar, maybe not even a lot, but you're going to be used to eating sugar, and you're going to be used to eating a lot more white flour products. On this program, really neither one of them are allowed. So there are ways that you can have things that are similar to white flour, but you're really not going to be eating a lot of white flour products. So that alone is going to make you just maybe feel kind of junky. Some people don't feel anything at all, but get through that first week or two and, just make sure that, you're not giving up because you're thinking, oh gosh, I feel horrible. You're going to feel much better once you get past that detox. The fourth thing is don't overcomplicate this. Make it simple. Follow the list of food guidelines that they give you and do energy or do the fats. Do the carbs or the fats. That's the way you're going to survive on this program and really thrive. The fifth thing on my list is drink lots of water. Drink, 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 drink. You're basically going to drink the pounds away. Number 6 on my list is don't eat less. Just eat slower. You can still eat a lot of food. Just make sure you're not, eating super fast and, then you're hungry in 10 minutes. Number 7 is don't weigh every day. That can be very unmotivating. If you're only coming down, you hit a plateau or you come down maybe an ounce or 2 ounces, it's not going to be real motivating. I would just weigh once a week. That's what I do. I weigh on Sundays and I just try to get an idea of how much I'm losing. Now, I did just recently take a trip to Disneyland for 2 days. I was around a ton of food. And what I did is I packed all my healthy snacks, everything with me. I brought it with me in a backpack, and I had those different items while everybody else was eating the junk food. I had like one healthy meal throughout the day, and I was fine. I did really well, and I actually lost weight. I'm down now 38 pounds. So I'm feeling terrific. I feel great. For some of the people that went to Disneyland, that number could have gone up, but mine went down. And on that note, if you're eating out, just plan ahead. Most places have a menu online, so you can look and see what they have, and maybe you kind of plan, okay, maybe I'm going to have a steak and some broccoli, and maybe I'll have a salad or whatever it is you want. You can usually have almost anything on this program. You might have to alter it a bit, but you can do that. And the last thing on my list is if you've never tried intermittent fasting. Now, I don't do it the way you really should do it, but I did cut down to 2 meals a day. I've been doing that for about a year now. I used to have a ton of indigestion, and since I stopped eating my meals after 3 o'clock, I have not had any indigestion. Now I do have a snack at night. I either have a Ninja Creamy or I have some popcorn. So I don't completely fast between 3 o'clock and the next day. I do have a snack, but I did cut my meals down to 2 meals a day. So that might be something to look into. It's, it's a great way to, another addition to helping you lose weight. And then the main thing I wanted to tell you, if you haven't been on a diet in a while or you've never tried this program, please consult with your doctor before starting any weight loss program. You want to make sure that this is something that's good for you, that's healthy for you. Talk to them. Maybe you've got issues that might make this, not the best plan for you. There's a lot of diets out there. This happens to be one that's working for me, and so I'm doing well, I'm feeling great, and I'm going to continue with it. You might also want to consider taking a multivitamin. I take one called Ollie. It's a women's health vitamin. I listed it before in my description below, and I've been taking that now for quite a while. I used to take Alive. I got those at a local grocery store in my area, but now I buy these on Amazon, and I just think they're really a good buy. So that's Trim Healthy Mama in a nutshell. So I hope that it's helping you. Like I said, I'm going to, have kind of a cheat sheet on here. There's some really good cheat sheets in the book as far as ideas about what to eat, recipes to eat, foods that are on the plan, foods that aren't on the plan. I would start off with this starter book. If you've had trouble getting started losing weight, I think this is an excellent plan. So I've got this book linked in my Amazon store. I'm going to put a link in the description below if you're interested in starting it. I am an Amazon affiliate, and I do get a small commission for everything that's sold through my store. So if you'd like to buy it through me or you find it somewhere else, whatever works for you. But I also have a challenge that I'm doing. I started it at the first of the year, and several people have joined it with me. I'm so excited. We're all encouraging each other, and I'm hearing about stories about other people who are losing weight. It's just so exciting to me, and it's so motivating. I feel like we're all in this club lose weight. We're all losing weight together. And the challenge ends June 30th, 2025. My goal was to lose 60 pounds by the end of June. I'm at 38 and counting, and I plan on having that 60 pounds off by June 30th. So if you are wanting to lose weight, it is the new year. There's no better time than the present. Let's all do it together. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to try to answer anything that I can. And I just wish you all success. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.